reopen the board meeting from last Thursday, because we had a continuance from that meeting at 6:02 tonight, Monday, July 20th. Do we want to start with Miss Andrea? Thank you for coming tonight. I appreciate it. If you would like to speak, I'm giving you the floor.
Thank you. So I'm here on Benton Community Foundation, and just, it's really on me, to be honest. I'm gonna apologize because there was some miscommunication, and I believe it was just the policies and procedures that we do not have in place that we should have in place when working both with towns and committees. And so we just wanna make sure that I'm here tonight just to apologize, because that's not the foundation that was on me. And so it was miscommunication. I wouldn't know if it was miscommunication or just the communication that should have been a little bit more direct and responsible for both the town to Treva and to the Audubon Parks Sports Committee. So to Tim and Julie. So just wanted to let the town know that that is really on me.
Yes, and I really appreciate you coming in, but I think it was a lot of extra that just was a little bit of everywhere. And we all understand.
I appreciate that. And just moving forward, you know, we'll make sure that those policies and procedures, that everybody has the same policies and procedures and understands those guidelines. And especially with the grant agreement, we missed it, or I missed it, didn't realize that didn't say anything about the matching grant. It said matching grant on the front, but not actually in the terms of agreement. So I believe that's where there was some of the miscommunication to both parties. So we want to make sure we clean that up and make sure we're moving forward.
Every day is a learning experience.
Thank you.
Until you have an issue, you don't know that you need to correct an issue until you have an issue.
Exactly, that. And Treva did her due diligence. And so I just wanted to make sure that you knew that it's not the town, it's not the foundation, so to speak. It's more on me, who just did just a little bit. I should have done some more communication, and I did not. I did not follow through with a couple communications. So I believe going back, if I had done that, there would have been a little bit better. So.
Did you?
I guess what I would like to add to that is, because we talked in the meeting last week on Thursday, a little bit of what was going on. I appreciate you coming in and clearing that up. From the communication side, because there was some things that we weren't communicating, myself and with the council here, of some of the things that were transpiring. So, you know, I appreciate you coming, apologize for my behalf too, that we should have been in communication with some of this a little bit more as well, for me to understand what it was you guys were doing. So when the group came to us and said, this is what's going on, that we would have a much better answer for them, a clearer answer for them on what was going on.
Correct.
So we're on the same, we have to be on the same page.
Right.
So when
Yes.
somebody does come into this group, that we have the communication with you, so we can make all this work and avoid issues in the future.
Exactly, and also that we're doing, because we understand, we're trying to be as flexible as possible with our towns. We also know that that's the town's asset, and that they have to play by the Department of Local Government Finance. So there are just some steps there that we need to put in place to make sure, just as you said, that all parties are understanding. And I believe at that point, a month or so ago, we just didn't have that. That wasn't very clear, and that is on me, so.
I just didn't want people to think it was the town pushing back and not wanting this done, because it's huge, it's gonna be beautiful, and we do want that, so.
Absolutely, yeah. So, yeah, and I wanted to make sure that you knew that that wasn't Treva's, there was anything that Treva did that was a misstep. And then honestly, the Oxford Park Committee, they did their, due diligence as well. I think it just, I didn't connect all of them together. So that's what we need to do moving forward, is make sure everybody's on the same page.
And you said Audubon park facility.
Did I say Oxford?
Yeah, it's
It's all right, it's,
Because it's recorded, I wouldn't.
Yeah, sorry, Otterman, yes,
Yes.
Otterman, sorry.
Well, now, you know, you coming here tonight, it gives me a better understanding, because we've had some conversations, some communication. You coming here tonight, because, you know, we all have to understand that, you know, Treva's doing her job, and she's following protocol, and we hear from so many different communities throughout the state that they wish more people did the things the way she was doing them, because she's following those guidelines, and then, you know, this has transpired over the last week or two, and it's, you know, I feel like not only the town, not only council, but has been raked over the coals for something that is, she's doing her job, and that's not fair to her,
It is
so.
not,
I
right?
feel like you coming tonight has cleared that up, so.
We just need to have some policies and procedures in place with, you know, when you work with the town's asset, and if that another party such as a committee writes the grant, then what is those procedures, and that way everybody's on the same page and understands. So, you know, just to note, you know, the committee has been, I mean, they've met, they've been great to work with, you know, just to clarify it as well. But everybody needs to be on the same page, so I feel like that was my responsibility, and that did not get done, so.
Well, thank you.
thank you for coming. All right, and now for the why we continued in the first place is the concrete quotes.
Right, so as I said on Thursday at the meeting, that I was going to reach out.
Well, let me ask one thing, Ms. Treva, do we have the money now in our accounts that we can proceed with the concrete quotes?
Yes.
Okay, because that was the other, that was the
First
first issue, so now we can proceed with the quotes.
So with that being said, talking to Window, New Age Construction, and Premier Services, and all this, and getting their understanding of what is going on, we're all on the same page that with the quotes, that, I'm gonna start with this, is that the first thing that they were looking at getting done was phase one, so to speak, was getting the pad poured for the pavilion area. Phase two was doing the rest of it, the sidewalks, what have you. Going back over the quotes with each of the companies, I feel that we're as close to apples as we're gonna get
Okay.
on these projects. So, Winco is leaving everything as is, which was $30,866. New Age they were staying with the price that they had, which was $24,150. Premier came back when I talked to Jeremy, and he said that the initial, what he said in the meeting last week was correct, that Jeremy Davis Premier Services did not have the concrete in their quote. That they were gonna do all the forming, they were gonna do all the finished work. They came back with their quote, their updated quote to meet the requirements to do as close to apples as we could get. And he came back at exactly $24,000. So we have 24,000, 24,150, and $30,866.
Did they give you the insert for what we have to do into the,
They're gonna work on that to give us those numbers, so we'll have that comparison, which would be an alternate bid on this whole project. But they said they would be able to have us a number by the end of the day today, because we don't know exactly how far the furthest one was gonna go to is the swing sets, and would be on the far east side. The other one is gonna be right next to the sidewalk, so, but they said they'll definitely give us a number, but there was no way they could have us a number by today, because we don't have the exact footages on that. Knowing that was something that was gonna come out of your funds anyways on this project, it was something that, you know, to not try to hold this up, that, by the time we have a number from them, we'll be ready to do the project. So we see that the project's none of the three, talking to all three entities could get to the project this week. The soonest that New Age Construction would be, the soonest that he would have would be next week. and it would be the latter part of next week. Jeremy said he was just working into a schedule whenever we knew what was going on, just to let him know if he ended up getting forward on this project. So, I did ask him because of the number, because, Brad ran some numbers on this that, we're looking at 65 yards of concrete, at the cost of concrete today. But he did say that the number that he had before had a lot of fluff in it for the project, because he didn't know exactly what was going on. And he was getting different stories throughout the process, so he didn't know what exactly he was gonna be looking at. So he was covering himself for cost-wise,
Okay.
especially if this would be, right. So, but he said, he didn't have a number in there for concrete, but there was enough fluff in there that he was gonna be able to cover more of the project, because he didn't know exactly what was going on. So I was surprised when he came back with the number that he came back with, so, the numbers that Brad put together were.
What about payment terms? Did you talk to him about
I-
the tiers or?
Yes, so I did talk to them, that if we were to do the project all at once, they would get a payment at the end when they were completed with the project. If we went phases, Neil said that he would still be able to do the project in a short enough period of time that we would be paying it in the 30 days anyway. And Jeremy said the same thing, that he's gonna still be that he's not gonna drag this out 3 months, that he would get this project done as quickly as possible.
That's good.
I can say this, that when talking to Winco, and I know Don Windler personally, both those guys used to work for him, and he said, honestly, truly, if you hire any one of the 3 companies, you're gonna get a good job, because both those guys used to work for me, and they're gonna do a good job for you. So hearing that from the competitors was a nice statement to hear, is, to know that whoever does it, any one of the 3 contractors is gonna do a good job for you. So, and I told him, I said, I can just tell you now that you're the high of the 3 numbers. And he said, that doesn't surprise me, because, we're used to doing bigger projects, and we have a whole lot more overhead than they do. So.
I'm sure it didn't surprise him at all. Because sometimes they make a higher bid, just don't get a bid because they have too much other stuff going on.
Yeah, so.
All right, well, we've got 3 quotes for concrete. Per our policy, we have to take the lowest bidder, and that would be Premier. Is it just Premier?
Can I say,
Yep.
the lowest qualified bid?
Well, yeah, lowest
According to
qualified.
the judge, and, understand it. And I'm just gonna say that, again, what Don's saying is any one of all 3 of the companies are qualified, so.
And it's just Premier, just
It's Premier Services.
services.
Premier Services, Inc.
Jeremy.
And Jeremy's done projects here before,
Oh, he's
so.
poured all my concrete.
He's done a lot here in town.
Yeah.
So with that, I need a motion to approve the Premier Services.
I'll make a motion for Premier Services to proceed with concrete.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye. All opposed? Okay. And we let,
I will let them know. I will also, because I told them all 3 when I talked to them on the phone, that I would keep them in the loop what was going on. And then I would also be here. And I said this on Thursday, and I'll say it again, that whatever time I spend on this, on helping this project get completed, will be no bill to you guys whatsoever. That is a volunteer thing for me. So Tim's a volunteer, Julie's a volunteer. Ken has been a volunteer with a lot of stuff that's going on down there. I am going to be a volunteer just the same, but I'll be working on your behalf to make sure that this process goes through smoothly and, that we avoid the issues that, with the foundation, so.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
appreciate that, Tim.
Yes.
All right. Do you have anything else to discuss this evening?
Did we already do something with a permit for that?
I have the permits for, yes, because I don't think we voted on Friday that we were going, or on Thursday that we were going to, maybe we did, not charge a fee.
We talked about it. Did we vote?
We did not vote. We talked about it and then it just kind of went crazy.
All right.
So I'm asking if.
Make a motion to waive the permit fee for the project.
I'll second.
And we definitely want to make sure. that-
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Anything else?
The only other thing I have is, I'm just gonna go back to, what we talked about at the very beginning of this meeting tonight, and that is, Trio, I appreciate everything that you do and the way you do them, because I see a lot of people that we're out there trying to do business for, and we hear the same thing everywhere we go, that, the things that you do here, and the way you, I guess, run that part of the ship of the town is, hearing it from so many different entities is a good, it's nice for me to hear and know and understand that you have their best interest at heart. And there probably should be a lot more people that understand the rules like you do, to make sure things are getting done properly. So I appreciate everything that you do. So,
It is cool to go to different conferences and stuff. Even back when I started, it was the same. People were like, well, you're in Otterburn. You've got Triva, you've got the best there is to have. And I'm like, well, thank you, but I still want to know what I'm doing, right? Like, so, yeah.
Because she stays on top of everything and knows the laws.
Because there's a lot of laws.
it's a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
And I'm glad it's your responsibility and not mine.
I second that.
Aye.
Aye. All in favor? All agree?
It was
She's asked me several times, well, do you want my job? I said, nope. I know where my financial line is and you're way above it.
Yeah.
What about the drainage talk that you?
So I'll be working with him. So I'm glad you asked that question, because one of the other things that I want to bring up while you're here is, from the pickleball court side of this project that has been completed, it's my understanding that there was some finances left over from that part of the project. I want everybody to understand that because of that, those funds, the information that we need to bring back, and which is why I want to work closely on this project, is that you guys need to decide where that's going to be spent, and not a group of volunteers that are down there at the park. So that's your money, because it's your funds. Whatever's decided we'd like to do, and I think that that's where those funds should be used, is to get that side of the water issue taken care of. And we need to do that before they pour concrete. So we can do a
It
tile.
doesn't matter if it's before or after. They're causing it for.
Yeah.
Right, but
The project's
we need to do it before, so it's a lot less expensive, so I will be working on that to make sure that we have everything that we need to get the water away from the water plant and the water tower, so.
All right. Anything else? Good. A motion to adjourn at 6:20.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn 6:20.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
You guys are really just like tonight,
Did you find that in stream?
I'll be here.
You fill it out.
Thank you.